This is not I would say this is not an event camera. This is not something I want to walk around at a parade or street photography or anything to photograph. I mean, look at this thing. Street photography, especially bringing this up, everybody's going to freak out with this thing. Hello, and welcome to another one of my episodes and my monochrome journey of 2024. Before we begin, I would like to start by saying thanks everyone who has recently subscribed to my channel. I appreciate it. And I like to remind everybody, if you should watch this channel and an episode and you like it, please take a few moments down below and subscribe. I really hadn't taken much time in prepping. I don't have pictures of this wonderful camera here that I'm about to begin sharing with you. But we'll start. Earlier this week, Tuesday I believe, I had received this Fujica G690 BLP. This is a medium format camera. It is a beast of a medium format camera, weighing in at almost 4.5 pounds. So I mentioned it shoots 120 film, and it shoots the film as a 6x9 centimeter format. This thing is massive. Unlike, say, my Leica MA Monster, eloquent. But I love this. I tell you, I'm frankly surprised at how well it photographed. My apologies again. I didn't really prep for this particular episode. I was just excited about talking about this camera, and I hope you share the excitement as well. But I mean, it's your medium format rangefinder. This is very much like a beast of a Leica, but on its own merit, it is a phenomenal shooter. We're going to start on the top. It's pretty hefty. If you don't see it, my apologies. But anyway, we're going to start out with the basic. We have our cold shoe here. Now this knob right here, this knob is a selector knob that you could pick either 120 film or 220 film. The good news is, in a manner of speaking, although I wish we had it, we no longer see 220 film. That, for now, went extinct. So nevertheless, should you purchase a camera such as this, 120, make certain that you change, as an example, this knob to 120, and then inside the film compartment, you're going to need to use the pressure plate and adjust it to 120. The plate inside here either adjusts to 120 or 220. So you need to make sure you do that anytime you get these old medium format cameras. All that's out there is just 120 film. We have our film counter right here, pretty standard. We have our film advance knob. Pretty sweet. Our shutter release. And then inside I can screw in a shutter release cable when this is sitting on a tripod. We have our viewfinder. Here's the viewfinder, and because it's a rangefinder, it's going to focus right here through all the mechanism inside. So you just sit there and look in and just adjust your focus. Your focus can go anywhere as far as 1 meter or 3 feet to infinity. The bottom is pretty standard. The exception is I'm not quite used to this. This actually has a shutter curtain. Here, let's not beat around the bush. Right here is what you use to open up the back. We're going to play a little bit. You turn it. Ooh, did you hear that? Look at that. Oh my gosh. This is the inside of the camera. Now, you can see if you look real hard, I don't know if the camera will show, there's the lens cavity. It's going all the way up into the lens. But how do you swap that lens out? It's relatively simple. Let's see if we can do it in this configuration here. Oh, other way. Oh, there. Now you see how I closed it up? You see the curtain? Closes it right up. So it protects the film when this back is, of course, closed up. But it protects the film, and it allows you to disengage your one lens and replace it with another lens. And then when you're done, are you ready? Here's the release button here. I know. Listen up and watch. Is that not cool? You can see the reel right here. The side here is what goes when a new roll of film comes in. I would take that spool and place it over here where the cocking lever is, because that's going to be the take-up spool. And so as I advance the film, it's going to come into this reel right here. And that's pretty much the simplicity inside this thing. It's just, to me, it's just a remarkable feat of mechanics. This is an all mechanical camera. No batteries, no nothing. It's up to you and your skills as a photographer. Once you have the film installed, lock it into place, and then you're good to go. And that's on the bottom. On the back side here, you do have your viewfinder right here. Now, the lens. On the camera body, you'll see a knob right there. I've never done it yet, but I believe, if I recall rightly, that is the knob that you use to release the lens. Now, this lens did come with a lens cap. It also comes with a lens hood. Great deal when I purchased this. But in any event, this is where you press down, pop the lens off, stick the other one on. Keeping in mind that if you have a roll of film, you can use the shutter curtain back there to close it off. But here's the fascinating thing. Everything in here is built into this lens. It's a Fujinon S1 3.5 100 millimeter lens. Now, keep this in mind. It's 100 millimeter. When using it on using it on a medium format camera, this equates out to a focal length of approximately a little over 40 millimeters. That's a pretty decent focal length. We have our focus. The focus is set up in feet and metric. And then you have your f-stop ring. Your f-stop ring is right here, and this is your shutter speed ring. So you have your f-stop ring, and it goes from f3.5 to f, are you ready for it? f32. I know. Are you excited? I'm excited. I mean, I could do a lot with this camera. But anyhow, you have your aperture ring, I should say, where your f-stop is, and then you have your shutter speed up here. Your shutter speed is anything from 1 second to 1/500th of a second with a bulb. And that is it. Is that not cool? This is a hefty, beefy camera, and when I got it Tuesday, I loaded it up with Kodak TriX 400 film, and I ran it through, developed it Thursday evening, And it was so awesome, the results. I couldn't believe it. It was so awesome that Friday morning before I went into work, when I was scanning it into the PC, I was so impressed, and I'm going to share them with you, that I had to print 5 images to take to work to show old timers that remember pictures. 4x6s. Phenomenal. And that leads me to another question. How many who watch this particular episode, how many of y'all print your pictures? I hope you enjoy this episode. I hope you consider medium format. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not changing formats. I'm still going to use my 35mm film cameras. But it's just that for myself, because I don't have the time to muscle through large format photography as yet, with the exception of my pinhole camera, where I can only shoot 4 exposures, I decided I wanted to get something that's about as close to a large format camera in the quality of the photograph, but it photographs much more quickly, and instead of 4 exposures, I get 8 exposures. So this camera here has a lot of potentials. It may lead up to future projects that I'm considering. Having said that, as I said, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I want to thank those that have subscribed to my episode or to my channel. Thank you very much. I hope if you're considering subscribing, do it. And without further ado, we'll catch you later.